Hi, I'm Pattu from freefincal. In this video, let's talk about how to plan for a financial goal. So, if you notice how most people invest, they always talk about products. Where should I invest? How much return will I get? What is the risk? How much should I invest here? How much should I invest there? What did my portfolio make? This much return came from this and so on. They're always focused on products. I think for most investors, the process is missing. The process of why you need to invest, what is your target corpus, how are you going to manage the risk, all that is completely missing. And that is what I commonly call as goal based investing. So, I want to talk you through the basic steps of how to plan for a financial goal or goal based investing. The first step is you should know why you are investing. Some people say, I just want to create wealth, I just want to save money, I have no goal. That's silly. Everybody has a goal. Financial independence is an automatic goal. The moment you are born, that becomes your default goal. The others are optional. For example, if you have children, whether you want to pay for their college fees, PG expenses, marriage expenses, and so on, all that becomes optional. That is all something that you can provide for by other means, by loans, etc., and so on. But for retirement, you have to plan. So you have to understand why you are investing. Then you need to know when you need the money. Then you need to know, third step is you need to know how much is the cost today. If you were to spend that amount for that particular service or product, what is the cost today? And then you should inflate that cost to the time at which you need the money. For example, if you need the money after 10 years, so something that it costs 1 lakh today, how much will it cost after 10 lakh, after 10 years? That's what you should ask. You can ask this in chat gpt or AI, or just Google Chrome has got a AI mode. You can just use it there. You don't even need to go to a calculator. AI is so much better these days. They can do these things very simply. But you should put in the right inputs. Don't ask AI to assume inflation. You have to investigate, do some research of how much is the expected inflation. For retirement, my usual suggestion is take inflation rates of anywhere between 6 to 8%. For those who are struggling to invest, I would say at least use 6%. For those who are a little bit comfortable but not too well off, use 7%. For those who have a lot of income, they can afford to use 8% or even 9% inflation before retirement, and after retirement 1% lower maybe. That's all. And for other services, like for example school fees, college fees, PG fees, um, marriage expenses, and so on, please use 10% inflation, at minimum 10% inflation. If possible, if you can afford it, use 11 or 12%, because that is closer to reality. So you need to know what the realistic inflation for your goal is, and these are some thumb rules. So once you know the inflation, once you know the current cost, you now have a target corpus. You can just use ask chat GPT, or you can use a simple compounding formula. If you know basic Excel, anybody can do this. So now you know when you need the money, why you need the money, and how much money you need to accumulate. Now, for this, you need to decide what is the asset allocation of the portfolio. That is, first of all, are you going to include any equity? If you are going to include equity, how much equity, how much fixed income? Equity and fixed income are typically enough. If you want to add gold, then it may be 20%, whatever, 10%, 20%, whatever, then it becomes an extra complication. So I would suggest first, initially, at least plan with just fixed income and equity. For goals um, that are 5 years away, that is, if you need the money in 5 years, definitely avoid any equity. If you need the money after 7 years, also, for absolute beginners, I would say don't use equity. Within 10 years, if you need the money within 10 years, maybe you can afford to use something like 20% equity, 10 to 20% equity. Maybe you can choose a single conservative hybrid fund or something like that. But, or you can choose to use the portfolio create the portfolio with one small equity fund, one index fund, and then 80% of it in fixed income. That is also possible. Anyway, every way possible. That all depends on every which way is possible. That all depends on your understanding of risk. This is the problem. People are always looking at return, tax. They don't understand risk. If are you aware of the risk of the product, are you able to understand how much risk you can take? Are you aware of your own risk tolerance? Most people don't know that. They just talk. They just think that they are all this all bravado out there saying, oh, it's a buying opportunity when the market crashes and so on. It's a lot of bravado out there, but without actual experience. So keep it very simple. If for even let's say you decide I don't want to touch equity for up to 10 years goals, absolutely fine, not a problem. Then people will ask, how will I beat inflation if the goal is 7 years away, 8 years away? You don't need equity all the time to beat inflation. You can beat inflation by investing a little more. By the amount you invest, you can beat inflation and reach your target corpus. Now the goal is, once you have a goal, beating inflation is not the goal. The goal is to you've already taken care of inflation. The goal is to get the target corpus. How you get the target corpus is up to you. So for goals above 10 years, that is for long term goals, typically for me long term is 15 years. That is the safest long term. You can have maybe 50 to 70% equity. 50 to 70%, that depends on the person. 50 to 70% equity, again index funds will do. Rest in fixed income. I've talked about fixed income so many. I'm not going to talk about products in this video. This is only about goal-based investing. Don't ask where should I invest. Please look at past videos. I've talked about this again and again and again. So now you have the asset allocation setup. What is the return expectation? For equity, whether you are investing for 7 years or whether you're investing for 12 years, whether you're investing for 25 years, as on date, I would suggest before tax, expect 10%. Before tax. After tax, it will become 9% or so, approximately. And for fixed income, if it is tax-free fixed income like PPF, etc., and so on, then you can probably expect 7.5%, maybe 7.5%. If you are comfortable, expect 7%. If it is a taxable fixed income like debt fund or FD, RD kind of thing, expect maybe 6.5% if you know how to invest properly. If you're ready to take some little bit of risk for typically for longer term goals. So then you now have an asset allocation and return expectations. So what should you do? What should be your portfolio return? Your portfolio returns, let's say you have 50% equity and 50% fixed income. Well, your portfolio return should be 50% of 10% plus 50% of 7%. So 50% of the equity expectation, return expectation, plus 50% of the fixed income return expectation. That gives you the portfolio returns. If you have taken after tax returns, then it becomes portfolio return after tax or before tax, depending on what you calculate. So now you have, so what do you have now? Now you know why you are investing. Now you know when you need the money. Now you know have an inflation estimate. Now you know what is the current cost. Then you know what is the cost at the time you need the money. That is your target corpus. Then you have an asset allocation based on the risk and so on. Then you have an asset allocation. Then you have return expectations. Then based on return expectations, you have a portfolio, overall portfolio return. Why is the overall portfolio return necessary? Because you can use this overall portfolio return and project it every year using a simple Excel sheet. I have done all this several times. Please don't ask me for illustrations and so on. I'm just cranking out the same old content. I'm saying the same old things again and again. These are all simple things you can do. You can ask ChatGPT to do it. It'll create a simple Python code and give you the spreadsheet. Just do it. I mean, but you must put in some effort, right? So you need to have a corpus growth projection. Then you start investing. First, you ask what are the product categories in fixed income. What category are you going to use? Are you going to use EPF? Are you going to use PPF? Are you going to use Sukanya? Are you going to use RDs, FDs? Are you going to use debt funds? Those are the product categories. In equity, just use index funds. That's all. That's very simple. Then finally, after all this hangama, you ask which is the product I'm going to choose for this goal. Finally, that should be your last step. Process, then products. Most people reverse it. That's why they are confused. All sorts of problems happen. If you invest in products and want to create a process, it becomes a difficult situation. That's why most people want financial planners. If you put process first and have products last, you don't need a financial planner. You can DIY happily. So then you ask what is the product and you start investing. After you start investing, you should look at your portfolio and you should ask yourself, uh, is it growing at the right pace? Every year, once a year, you can look at a portfolio. Of course, as I just mentioned in a few videos ago, you should also look at how you are going to reduce your equity allocation. For example, if it is for retirement, let's say you are holding currently, let's say you're holding 60% equity and your retirement is, let's say, 20 years away. How are you going to change your asset allocation down the line? So for then you should ask, what should be my retirement? When I retire, what should be my equity allocation? So from 60, let's say it's 30%. So you have to reduce the 60 to 30%. What are you going to do? Let's say for the first 10 years, you maintain it at 60%. And then in the last 10 years, you can slowly reduce from 60% to 30% gradually from time to time and time to time. This asset allocation, the variable asset allocation, has to be taken into account for you to determine one of the most important aspects, how much you need to invest. Because everything is done. You have an asset allocation, you have products, you have return expectations, you have a portfolio evolution, expected portfolio evolution. Finally, you have to ask, how much do I have to invest? Before you do this, please take into account what I just said, how you are going to reduce equity. For retirement, you can reduce equity all the way to 30%, 60 to 30%. But for your children's education and so on, you may have to reduce the equity even further down for marriage, education, because they're all one-time expenses. Retirement is not a one-time expense. So you must have a plan for that. You must plan for that, and then you can determine the investment amount required. You can use our robo advisory tool. You can use chat gpt, you can DIY on your spreadsheet. It's every which way is possible, but this is the process. It starts with why you need money, when you need it, current costs, inflation, projected cost, that's your target corpus, asset allocation, return expectation, portfolio return, after tax, before tax, expected growth of the portfolio, product categories, then variable asset allocation schedule to lower risk, and then how much you need to invest based on that asset allocation schedule. Then you start investing, and then once a year, you review your portfolio to check whether it is in line with the expected growth or not, and then course correct from time to time, as I just mentioned a few videos back. So this is the basic overall goal based investing process. It's not very hard. It's just common sense. One step leads to the other, but you need to put in the effort. If you don't put in the effort, at least get help from a SEBI registered fee only financial advisor. You can go to Google and search freefincal SEBI RIA list. You'll get a list that I curate. Or you can go to Fee Only India, and that there's a list. These are all people who will only charge you a flat fee regardless of your net worth, and choose one of them. So this is how you plan, and you plan for a goal. Thank you. Bye bye.